This stupid song. You're so white. You're just like you're just white. You're white dad.
Keep it in. Don't show anyone that you can't.
You need a pizza. They got food there. This is how we're starting.
You don't really. We're live.
Yeah.
You gotta bite your lower lip.
Goodness gracious. Stop it. Stop it now.
All right, I gotta figure out how to turn it off. There we go. What up, everyone?
And everybody left.
Yeah. And now they're gone. What up, Copper family? Thanks so much for joining us today. For those who are on the replay squad, thank you so much for watching and listening. And we appreciate you guys doing it. This is Dad, Bods, and Beards, where we go live. This is kind of get to know Logan and myself, and where we get to be and hang out with you guys, because this is one of our funnest things that we can do is to hang out with you guys, as you know. So here's the thing. Here's the warm-up. Right now, you can use Logan 15 on the website, and you can save 20% off. Logan 15, save 20% off, and that includes all the stuff. As you can tell, I started using Ghost Falls again. It's been a minute. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But today I'm wearing 3. I forgot how good that is too.
Dude, I'm torn between Tahoe and Lawrence River. It's just like
Lawrence River's good.
They're both really good. I just ordered more Tahoe today from you, and I ran out of conditioner, so I just ordered some.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
So fun fact.
So rush shipping, please. I mean,
we've been talking already about maybe making Tahoe here to stay, just because
would you rename it or would you keep it Tahoe?
I think we would just call it Tahoe, but it's we've sold out of it 3 times,
dude. It's awesome.
So I just have to keep ordering stuff and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, so we've sold over almost 200. I mean, it's nuts.
I mean, you gave me my first bottle of it in Vegas, which was a month ago.
Yeah,
it's gone. I mean, it's almost all gone. I mean, I kind of overdo it on the beard oil just because I spend so much time outside and I get really
we're in
dry.
Utah.
And we're in Utah. So dude, like when I'm putting it on, I'm like filling my whole palm and just getting all up in there.
So guys, let's just say hi to everyone. We got Travis. I believe this is Travis. Travis, right? Everyone correct me if this is not Travis. JP, what's up? E, how you doing, buddy? Jeff, how you doing, man? Nicholas, how you doing? Corey Kaza, how you doing, man? Jeff, did you all see Tyson's do ski aerials? You're so dumb.
Jeff, you need to come to the shop next time I'm up there. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, he actually showed up, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't there.
Yeah, I haven't been there a little bit.
Yeah. What's up, Jason? I haven't talked to Jason forever. His beard's getting huge. I think he hasn't cut it for like a year and a half. Hey, what's up, Bearded Gamer? How you doing? Oh, we got Mo. What's up, Mo? It's been a minute.
Yeah,
I actually need to talk to Mo. I need to call him. I have his number, and I actually have a question for him. And yeah.
So, no, he does not think you're cute. If that's your question.
Oh man, I got allergies so bad right now.
You can just tell people you're crying. It's okay.
People see me cry since Dan's live.
There's a whole side of you.
Yeah, that's how you been, man.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad it's the weekend. We had a week and a half. If you can't tell from like the bags under my eyes, it was a busy week, but
yeah.
So I'm busy on the weekend too. I'm just glad it's not a work day anymore.
Jeff, so this TJ Maxx is actually shipping out on the 15th. They get it in their warehouse on the 22nd. And then from there, they have to distribute it among their stores. So hopefully, by early next month, mid next month, you should be seeing it. So,
do you know what I realized? Speaking of next month, do you know the end of next month is?
Halloween?
End of September. Think about it.
When September ends, Green Day song?
No, it's a year from when I cut my beard off. A freaking year. And I gave you 4 updates.
You were supposed to do 12.
Yeah, well, I mean, It was a crazy year. But yeah, I was thinking about the other day. I was like, because someone asked me, "Oh, how long have you been growing it?" And I've been like, "Oh, used to saying 6 months, 7 months, 8 months." And I like did the math, and I was like, "We're a couple weeks away from 11 months." So
Yeah.
I promise you, I will do an update at the year mark.
No joke though. Have you heard the new Oliver Anthony song?
No.
North of Richmond.
Mm-mm.
I'll have to send it to you. It's freaking legit.
See, I've got this thing called iTunes. I can like look it up.
Look at North of Richmond.
Okay. You know what I have been addicted to at the moment? So
What's that?
I love. So I'm a drummer. I've been playing drums forever, and one of my favorite genres is metal. I love metal. I get pumped. Fast, hard drums or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I found a band that covers popular Disney songs, but it's metal. Yeah, so it's like I'm listening to like
Is it Robert Parrish?
yes,
Dude, it's so good. When he sings the Tarzan song,
Yes.
I Can Go the Distance. I'm like,
Peyton
holy
Parrish.
crap.
Peyton Parrish.
Peyton Parrish, that's what it is. Dude, it's so good.
Oh, dude, I downloaded
I
the
Can Go
whole
a Distance
dang
is
freaking
so
album.
good.
Or what is it? I'll Make a Man Out of You, the Mulan song. Dude, I'm like in the gym doing pull-ups to that. Like,
Yes, you will.
yeah. Oh no, and then
Hey,
like let it go from freaking Frozen, but metal.
So he does a lot of Viking music. Like
Yeah,
he
he
does
does.
like the Viking stuff. So
Well, I have some of
But-
his other stuff, and I just was like, wait, he has a whole Disney album, and like we go to Disneyland all the time, so like I was kind of fangirling, but
no, dude, it's really good. I used his song on one of my TikToks and I got sound removed. I'm like, oh, sadness.
oh,
Crappy
it's Creepy Dave. Sorry, my mic's being funny. I gotta fix it.
Hey, so Bearded Gamer. So TJ Maxx, we are selling Nightfall and Sundance oil, and we are going to be also doing Nightfall. No. Dark Forest, oats and honey, and milk and collagen soap. So that's what we're doing there. So you should be able to see all that there, and then we're doing a couple things. How was St. Lawrence? So St. Lawrence River is very subtle. As you all aware, IFRA is always continually changing, and they hate us bearded men. So it's very subtle, but it's very sweet, and it's very just.
My wife
nice.
liked it a lot. It is subtle, but it's my wife liked it.
Yeah, I really, really like it. It's one of my favorites. Tahoe, I still think is up there. I actually really like Moosehead Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dude,
Moosehead
the
was
last
really
couple
good.
have just been. I've got on my counter right now, so I've got a whole freaking box underneath my counter of just all my extras. But my top players right now on the counter are St. Lawrence, Moosehead, Tahoe, and Sundance. Like they like all four. The oils and the butters like live on my counter. So
yeah, so we decided that our deodorant is killing it.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
I've sold we had like 100 deodorants, and I think I have like 10 left.
Oh, dude, that's what I forgot.
So I think what we're going to do is do a scent. So right now we just have the Hunt, which is fragranted.
Dude, do a Tahoe.
I can't. I'd say I can't do Tahoe because it's not a standard yet. So I'm thinking of doing a Sundance because we all know Matt's wife absolutely loved Sundance deodorant.
Can you stop, Smith? I think I was wearing this shirt too when she did it. I was like, "Can you stop?" No, yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I forgot when I put in an order today. I was like, "Oh, I should." You reminded me. I should have got some more deodorant because I've been to the point where I take it with me to the gym. So after I shower off the gym, like that's what I'm putting on right after.
Yeah, no, we legit have really good deodorant. I'm not just saying that because it's ours. I don't know of any deodorants that is as good as ours. I'm being serious about that.
I know you'll never say this because you're the one that makes the product and you obviously don't talk crap about anybody. I've been an Old Spice guy.
I was like, don't talk crap about anyone now too.
No, I'm saying I've been an Old Spice guy forever. That's all I've ever worn. And I don't do the antiperspirants. I've always done like the aluminum free stuff. But when you gave me the deodorant to test out, I'm not buying any more Old Spice, and I need to probably get on right now and order a deodorant because I'm about out. And I could be a stinky
Nightfall
guy.
versus Sundance. Long which one? So if we're talking about Nightfall and Sundance, Nightfall is still number one seller of us. But if you're talking about which one's going to last the longest, I would say they're about equal. They're both about 8 hours. Sundance, I don't know. Sundance. You can do it if you want to. There ain't no friend of mine. That's Tyson, how are the bombs out, dude? I just shipped out 60 today, so they're selling really. I'm not joking. Like when I say my like the bombs literally are different than everyone else's, and they hold, if not better than everyone else's. It's legit.
So let me ask you. I don't use mustache wax very often. Would the balm hold pretty well then, of like keeping the mustache out of the mouth, but without making it like nice and like firm like a mustache wax will?
It's yes and no. Yes, it's going to. But I do think you're going to have to comb it out every now and then.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put the balm down here and keep it down, like as you're growing your beard longer and stuff, like my beard start before the weight pushes it down. I think that's a great time to put the balm down and make it go low, a little more tight. That's what you're looking for. As for mustache, I've noticed that if I do use balm, which I'm not wearing today, if you put it on here about every couple hours, I'll just take a number 2 Chicago comb and just comb it out.
Sure. Yeah, because I find myself doing this a lot during the day, right? It's just the pull to the side.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's just
yeah.
Well,
beautiful. Beautiful.
So. Hey Jeff, thanks, man.
Well, speaking of Jeff, yeah, he's got like a very similar mustache style and beard style.
He's using mustache wax finally instead of glue.
Yeah. Was he using glue?
He was using glue, like Elmer's or something.
Maybe was it him?
Yeah, it was Jeff.
I saw a guy on TikTok the other day. He literally had like one of the Elmer's glue sticks, and he just was like,
"Oh, Logan, he wants to know which one you like better, Nightfall or Sundance."
Oh, so he meant to say Logan instead of Long or whatever. I am a Sundance guy. I like Nightfall. I have Nightfall, but like I have the Sundance, the oil, the butter, the cologne, and if you make a freaking deodorant, man, I might take a bite out of it.
Yeah, he was using water-based glue.
Yeah, that's right. I tried that one time. It was a mess. I'm like stuck to my face. Like,
hey, so Jason, we need to talk next week. This week was stupid busy, and it will have died down by next week, kind of, where we should talk. Holy crap! How you doing? Is this? Who I can't remember your name. Why am I having a hard time remembering your name? Remind me your name. I love that guy.
I love you, guy. I can't remember.
I have his face. I know I've had conversations with him. I just, for the life of me. What's up, Jake? How you doing, man? How long does a natural deodorant last? Days.
Dude, no joke. So my current thing whenever I'm hitting the gym,
Andy.
and I will shower off completely at the gym because I end up drenched in sweat, and then I put on your deodorant. I don't put not your deodorant, the deodorant that you make. And I mean, I'm waking, and then I go home, go to bed, and when I wake up the next morning and then into the next day, I can still smell the scent. It's not overpowering, but it's kind of like, okay, I still smell fresh.
No, it's legit. My 13-year-old will wear it, and he's nasty, but like I love him to death, but the kid just stinks. And since he's been using the deodorant, he hasn't stunk once, and it's like, what? Yeah, Andy's a stud. Andy's like one of the good guys. Like, you'd love Andy. So
I probably
we've been talking for 15 minutes and we haven't got to the topic that we wanted to discuss.
Oh yeah, you just get wrapped up in the comments.
It's true because we love these guys. So anyway, yes, we have natural deodorant. It is amazing. It's one of my favorite things. Like, I'm very happy with the deodorant that we have. We have shave soap, we have balms, we have aftershaves, and we have, well, I don't know where it went, but we do have hair growth multivitamins. It's multivitamin with biotin in it. So we have that now too.
I need to get my dad some of the shave soap and aftershave because he obviously still rocks like the really intense mustache, right? The short one. But he uses the horsehair brush with shave soap. And I'm like, Yeah, I'm like, Dad, I was
That's
like,
what I'm eating.
You're eating collagen gummies, aren't you?
I love the collagen gummies.
The last freaking 3 podcast episodes we have recorded, you're eating those freaking gummies. But yeah, no, I told my dad, I said, I'm going to have to get you some of the new shave soap and aftershave so he can start using that instead.
So Jeff, I come out with those ones in December, November time. Those usually are my Christmas scents.
Dude, I can't believe we're getting close to Christmas already. It's blowing my mind.
I know. I'm not ready for it to get cold. I really actually am kind of enjoying the heat.
You're telling me, dude, I work outside.
Oh, true. And I swear it didn't get warm until mid-June.
No, and it lasted 3 weeks. It got hot. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still warm. It's still hot outside, but it's like you can just feel it coming. So,
oh yeah,
I'm already depressed.
Marvin, what are you doing, fearless friend? But yeah, I love these gummies.
So you were texting me earlier about a topic you wanted to talk about with words and things.
Jason, does it have collagen in it? I'll get back to you. I don't know specific. Okay, I got Sundance, Nightfall, Lot. Wait. When did you order, Mo? How did I miss that? Or are you ordering right now? I love them. Dagan, what's up, man? Dagan just did a cool review on our bomb. Like, he really loved our bomb. I appreciate him a lot for doing that. Didn't even ask him, just a stud. Dude, Keith Lee is in. Do you watch Keith Lee at all?
No.
On TikTok? The food critic?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Keith, yeah. The guy from Vegas.
He's down in Marvin's area.
No way.
And
dude, did you know that he is, like, not only he's a food critic, but he could beat the ever-living crap out of you? He's an MMA fighter.
I did, and I also saw him getting beat up on one of his videos.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he can take a hit too. I'm not saying he's like the champ, but I'm sure he could mess you up. But
dude, no, it's not even a question.
Speaking of reviews, shameless plug. If all y'all are listening to Dad Bods and Beards, podcast,
thank you so much, Mo.
You should go on there and give us a review. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, dude, no joke, guys. So we supposedly have like over 1,000 subscribers, and we only have 17 on.
We only have
Apple
like 17
and 9 on Spotify.
Yeah, we don't have very many. I mean, you don't have to type something out, but I mean, if you just hit one of the stars, I mean, preferably the 5th one. But I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it really helps. It really helps push it out.
A really good review and only hit 1 star. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was you. I'm never gonna let you live that down.
All right, so let's get down to it. So
one day, hold on. One day when I come work for Copper John's full time, and we have a giant warehouse and giant and like offices, and we have offices with like a bathroom that joins them in the middle or whatever. I'm gonna print out your review of our podcast, and I'm gonna only put 1 star on it, and you're gonna have to look at it forever. So,
he knows his family. He knows Keith Lee.
That's so crazy.
No.
So, but you were saying you sent me a link to a like a TED Talk type situation with Gary
so it's Gary V. I think everyone in this chat knows Gary V.
Everybody knows Gary V.
I think everyone knows Gary V. Gary V is I think he's very simplistic. I know that sounds let me put it this way. You know, when you go to church and you hear the same things over and over and over, and you're always like, why do I have to keep hearing the same thing? Why do I keep coming to church? And sometimes you just need to be reminded of, you're a good person, all this kind of stuff. Same thing with him. It's like, it's always kind of the same thing. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. And it's just like, I'm telling you guys this for free. Like, just do it and you will succeed. So he came out with one today that was talking about the reasons of lacking motivation and inspiration. And I just kind of like, that really connected to me because I was actually talking to my aunt, who is an amazing human being. And I'm like, you think after 3 years of doing Copper Johns, I would stop lacking motivation. I'd stop with the passion.
Yeah.
And because like this whole week, I probably put in, what would you say, 20 hours a day on Copper Johns for the past
crazy
week.
Well, yeah, we were just talking on the phone yesterday, and you were like, I am finally done. I'm finally caught up with the big purchase orders from Cosmoprof and this and that. Because, I mean, a lot of you guys don't realize, but like after Cosmoprof with the big purchase orders and like the big leap forward that you got with some orders, Like, you still have to fulfill all of those on your own.
Mhm.
And it took you literally from when we got back a month ago until yesterday that you felt you finally caught up, because there's just
Yeah.
that much coming in.
Yeah, we made thousands and thousands and thousands of oils. It was crazy.
Can you
But
imagine
I
if you
learned a
didn't
lot
have
from it.
Can you imagine if you didn't have that labeler or that plastic
I would
shrink thing
cry. I
now?
wouldn't do it. I would say, no, we can't do it. Label party.
Yeah.
But no, so I was talking to her and I'm like, I don't know why it's still this way. Like, I'm still passionate.
Yeah.
I still love beard care. I still love grooming. I still like the people in this chat. And from the very beginning, I feel like are my closest friends, like Mo, Jason, Marvin, Dagan, David's here now. What's up, David? Like, it's just like, I absolutely love this community. I love the people that I surround myself with. Matt, Robert, all these guys. Yeah. So why do you feel that some things we're not motivated in and we lack inspiration, while other things we just have that drive, and some people never find their drive, never find their motivation, inspiration? Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like Gary Vee talked about that thing. Maybe we'll have to like share a link or something towards the end, but like of that little.
Oh, actually, that's great. At the end, I'll post. I'll put it in the notes or whatever.
So he talked about like when he was in school, and he was like, "Oh, I got D's and F's and C's and stuff." Like I think it has a lot to do with around interest level, right? I was the same way. Like, I was like honors I was like an honors student all the way through like freshman year. And then maturity happens, and that's when mental health issues start popping in or whatever. I lost total interest in school. I pretty much was in school for like the social aspect and football. Like, after that, like I couldn't get into. I was just literally 2.0 almost all the way through graduation. And I think a lot of it has to do with interest level. Like, if something doesn't interest you, it's hard to find the motivation to do it, because like you have to want to do it to even have motivation, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, then there's also things that like you have to do that whether you want to do them or not. So it's kind of a double. Do you have your tiny hands? I just see these little. Like, wow. I'm over here trying to get deep, and you're just like.
I'm just adjusting my mic.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm sorry.
But no, I think that's great. But no, I think I'd say, you're asking your aunt that question. It's probably because it's a passion of yours. It's something you enjoy. You enjoy the community. So it's easy to keep up something. That's why some people like lose motivation and they don't want to work, because it's like, when you were 5 years old, did you dream of being what you're doing for work right now?
No.
I'd say very few people in this world have that luxury of saying, "Oh yeah, I've got my dream job. I love going to work." So I think it's something we all battle with.
Oh, 100%. If I had to go do yard work every day for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be motivated. I would lack inspiration. A lot of people love yard work. A lot of people make that their careers. A lot of people love landscaping, all that. And to me, that's the worst thing in the world.
Sure.
I hate it. Like, what you do for a living does not sound fun to me at all.
Yeah, I mean, love that. It has its ups and downs. I mean, it's fun to play with massive equipment. It's fun to play with trucks. It's fun to play in the dirt. It's nice to be outside. I mean, I used to work in an office setting all the time. I was inside all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm outside all the time, and it's nice to go inside where there's air conditioning. So it's a double-edged sword. It's, the grass is always greener. But at the same time, we had some downtime today. My daughter went with her aunt to go roller skating for fun. So I took my 5-year-old boy and we went and played with one of the big excavators. We just went to one of our job sites and I let him dig holes. Like, that was a blast for him. So for me as a dad, I'm like, how cool is this that my son loves what I do for work, to the point where
absolutely.
He's like, "Oh, can we go play with one of the big machines?" And I'm not talking, I mean, I took a whole bunch of video that I'm going to edit together. I mean, it's a massive $400,000 excavator. Like, it's not little. So that was cool. But at the same time, like, there's probably a million other things that I can think of that I would love to do that I wouldn't have to motivate myself to go to work or get up some days,
So, Bearded Gamer, yes, this is the lab where I work and make everything. And I would say the creation, the making, all that kind of stuff is what I'm passionate about. I just have to do it because I have to do it. But my least favorite thing ever is answering emails. And it's not necessarily the customers or anything like that. It's the hundreds of emails that you're just like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not hey, what I got one where there was it was sent through USPS and a package wasn't it. There was literally a footprint right on the package and it destroyed the butter. And I'm like, what the crap?
Somebody kicked it or stepped on it.
Get this. So I just sent a ton of stuff to the UK, all this kind of stuff today. And I said, do we need to hurry and put some fragile stickers on there and stuff like that? It's like, no, you don't want fragile stickers. I'm like, wait, why? And they're like, because they purposely, this is UPS, not USPS. They purposely will make it are harder on that to see how fragile it really is.
Weird.
And I'm like, wait, no, that's a myth. There's no way. It's like, no, I just found out. Like the drivers actually came out and told us this in the UPS store, and I'm like, well, that's ghetto. So I won't put any more fragile stickers up on
you're like you should put stickers of like totally or like not breakable, like
steel bar.
That's nice. Yeah. It's a rock. That's good.
Even the greatest things can become tedious. The passion is what keeps the drive, even when things get hard. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. Well, and I think too is one thing I've been focusing on a lot is in a lot of the stuff that coming across my social media is like the whole F your motivation mentality. And it's about discipline. You know what I mean? Like it's about doing the things you have to do or you need to do just because you're supposed to do them, regardless of whether you're motivated, you're sick, you don't feel good, whether you're unmotivated. So that's kind of my mentality right now of just like, I'm trying to really focus on discipline. Like whether I want to or not, whether I feel like it or not, I've got goals and just got to get it done. So
do you think one of the reasons why we lack drive, so to speak, and maybe self-control is because of things like credit cards and things like that, where we're trying to beat the Joneses, so to speak? Because I just heard from Dave Ramsey that the country has now picked up $1 trillion worth of credit card debt. Not like all of us in the country have $1 trillion in debt due to credit cards. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of people who are trying to. And they're talking about, how a lot of us will use the credit card to buy stuff that we don't even need. It's just crap. We won't need it next month or next year, but it's to try to make us feel better, try to get us, try to take away your sorrow, your depression, that type of thing. And
retail therapy is what they call it, right?
Yeah. And it's a thing.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say on that because I mean, I don't carry a lot of massive credit card debt. Like credit cards kind of, I've had to max them out before, and then looking at like if you pay attention to the interest rate and how much money you're actually paying them to just use the money or hold the money or not pay it back. So like I mean, I've talked to some friends and they're like, oh yeah, we've got $60,000 in credit card debt. I'm like, that terrifies me for you. Like I don't have near that. I mean, I don't even have. I mean, mine's maybe. If you add up all my credit cards, it's like maybe 1,000 or 2, you know what I mean? But then, I mean, it's totally common for people to have, I mean, you talk to these people on the Dave Ramsey show, they're like, oh yeah, we've got $275,000 in credit card debt. And I'm like, I wouldn't know how to sleep. Not that I'm judging anybody. I'm just kind of like, I don't have the mental capacity to like, how, but there's putting business expenses on there, medical expenses, emergencies. Like I get it. But yeah,
no, they're there for a purpose, but I don't know. We're going down a rabbit hole that's not what my intention was.
I know. So finances.
But going back to what we had, so another topic that he was talking about is why do we as people like we have fuel for our passions, for our desires, things like that. And so like think of like the athletes that really excel. When you think of LeBron James or you think of Kobe Bryant, no, not LeBron James, Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, things like that, where like they use the naysayers, they use the people that hated them as fuel. Do you like, why do we do that? Or why do we use the passion to kind of be the best who we are. Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah, I mean, like, especially on social media, you get people that like one comment that's common
Glad you're
in
safe, Dan. Sorry, he was in the fire. His house was in the fire
in
and all that kind
Lahaina.
of stuff in Hawaii. So glad
Oh
you're
my
here.
gosh.
Glad you're okay, man. Glad your son's okay.
Holy cow, that's terrible stuff I was watching. I mean, I just feel
No,
bad.
dude, it's legit.
But what were we talking about?
Why do we?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
naysayers.
remember. So one thing that's like a common comment that I feel like any of us that are on social media in the beard communities, you just get these people that are kind of like, "Oh, cut your beard off. It's gross. It's nasty. There's fecal matter. It's unkempt. Anyone who has a beard is just lazy." Like we've all heard them all, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it's like in reality, like guys that care for their beards, I'm like probably some of the least lazy guys I know because the time and dedication to like make your beard healthy and clean and stuff. And but I think for me, it's like I've started to look at it in the mentality of kind of like, I mean, kind of like the guy I talked to you about on one of our episodes of like, there's just that guy that's like, he has hated me for years and I've
Mm-hmm.
never done anything to him, but I can tell you, I can pinpoint some things that are very obvious in his life that I'm sure he's upset about. So I think that guys that are like ultra famous, like athletes, movie stars, singers, all that stuff, it's they probably get a massive amounts of hate comments, not just from random people, but from like media and other big name celebrities. So I think as soon as you can make that switch of like taking your biggest critics and making them realize that like I don't care about your comment to the point so much that like I'm going to make you hate me even more for doing what I do but better. So like I don't even do responses to comments like that. And I used to delete them, but now I'm at the point on social media where I'm like, if it's super rude, I just let my followers take care of them. Like they're like, "Are you kidding me? This man?" And I'm like, "It's my guy right there. I don't know who you are, but you are my guy."
Oh yeah, so I have noticed, especially on Copper Johns is big with shorts on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's we have a lot of people who follow us just for shorts. Thus, that's why we have 175,000 followers, but only 26 people are listening right now. A lot of people just love our shorts, and that's awesome. I'm grateful for it. It's created a lot of awareness for our brand. However, if you were to read the thousands upon thousands of comments that are just like, whoa, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I would have zero confidence. I would cry at night if I. So how do you deal with those negative comments? You just kind of said you ignore them, but like, do they mean anything to you at whatsoever?
I think it depends. So it depends on how personal. You know what I mean? Like if someone's really, if they're just trying to get a rise out of you, one thing I'll do is like if it gets to me, I'll look at their content, or I'll look at their profile, and if they're private and they have a profile picture that's very obviously like a meme or it's not them and they're not following anybody and they have 0 followers, it's like, "Hey, you're a spam, you're a spam like account. That's all you do is you probably just go around and then you look up their username and you can see all the different comments and they just go around leaving hate comments. It's just what they do." So I'm like, "Okay, I don't care. You don't know me enough." But then when it's the people that are like actual real people and they decided to leave a super rude comment, like I will block or delete because if I spend too much time looking on it or thinking on it, I'm going to say something. And now I'm kind of in like this place where like if you Google Logan Pete, my stuff pops up. Like I'm not trying to like, oh, if you Google me, I'm just saying like, so I have to be careful at times what I say back. Like I've got this, I should in a minute I should read this Instagram thread that this dude was messaging me, and my wife is like, "Just don't respond. Like you have to be careful what you say sometimes because they can screenshot and they can post it and then it'll make you look bad."
Oh, 100%.
So I try, but one thing that I did get kind of feisty with somebody and then I ended up regretting it and go back and deleting it after was, I don't post my wife and children on my Instagram or my TikTok very often.
No. Mm-mm.
Just because I know some people are a-holes and I don't want anybody, maybe it's a pride thing, talking crap about my wife or my kids because I won't think straight. I will just get angry. Well, I posted that one. So I have a lot of followers in the LGBTQ community, a lot of guys that like me. And I get a lot of comments. And so this one guy was like, "Oh, you have a wife?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm so sad," because he didn't realize that I was straight. And so I made that whole TikTok about how, oh, like, yeah. And then it was like a fun, lighthearted way to show off my wife. because my wife is very reserved. Tyson, you've met her, and she's very
Yeah,
sweet.
she's
And she
awesome.
doesn't like to. It took me a little bit to kind of like, please let me post some pictures of you, and then it did. It did really good on TikTok, but dude, it's at like 800,000 views on Instagram, and all of these super amazing comments like, "Oh my gosh, your wife looks like she's a Disney mom. Your wife looks like she's a princess. Your wife is so sweet." And so, but every now and then there was a comment in there that like instant rage just from some a-hole making some comment. So I would delete it, block them, delete it, block them, because it's like, I don't want my wife to go back and read something from some loser
90.
that was critiquing her. So I think I have a different response depending on the type of comment and how intense it is and how personal it is. If it's garbage, I just delete it. If it's personal, like, I will block you because I'm going to say something horrible.
So what I really liked about what he had to say, what Gary Vee had to say, was selective enjoyment. So there are some of us that will only, if we're selective with our enjoyment, like, hey, so if we're going to accept all the positives, even if we say we're not going to notice the negatives, we notice the negatives, and that's going to get us down. So he's saying, I just ignore it all. I don't care what they say because I know who I am. And so to me, like, that's tough. That's tough to get to that point to say, hey, I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in myself. So I don't care what anyone else says. Because if you, Candace, or anyone else, the people that are in like inner circle, like Vinny and Matt and Robert and all these guys, if they come to me and say, hey, you suck, thumbs up.
Yeah, so that's different.
And that would hurt. But like people like seriously have to, like, I don't care anymore what people say. Unless they're close friends, like these guys who are in the chat right now, I think if they were going to say something, that would actually hurt because they know me and they've talked to me and stuff like that. So yeah, Logan, I'm the same way. I post nothing in my personal life ever. People truly can't handle other success, and they have to try and bring people down. Learned a long time ago not to pay attention.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And that's what I constantly learn. And I mean, like I said, I had this comment from a guy. He still follows me, and I'm not going to talk bad about him, but he messaged me on Instagram after I made one of my jokes about selling feet and beard pics to help like pay for things, right? And he messaged me and he's like, "Do you actually sell feet pics?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, it was a joke for TikTok." And he's like, "Oh, I'm literally devastated." And then I sent you this, and I was like, he said,
he's like, "What's your shoe size?"
"Can you at least tell me your shoe size?" And I was like, "Oh, I just didn't respond."
And then you said, "Well, what is your shoe size?"
And then I just didn't respond. I thought it was a little off. And then I got this because Instagram is wide open. Your message, right? And then he goes, "Literally devastated. Can I ask your shoe size?" I didn't respond. "Please, you're the most handsomest guy on this app." And then nothing. I didn't respond. He goes, "Not telling me makes you a bad person." And I was like, me not sending you pictures of my feet or telling you my shoe size makes me a bad person?
Yeah.
And then it was like, "Oh no, I did it." So I just, okay, I'm done. Like that's one, that was a really weird conversation to say to a complete stranger. And two, it's like, I'm not a bad person.
And mind you have no problem with the LGBTQ plus community.
But it's just like, I'm not going to see pictures of my
personal things that, like, even if a woman did that, you wouldn't do it.
No, but that's the funny thing is like, I was telling my wife about that, and I'm telling her about these messages from last night, and she immediately looks down at my feet and she just goes, like, "Who would want to see this?" I'm like, "They're not my." I mean, it's just, I was like, I got typical dad feet. I mean, I got the toenails that don't look that great, but like, I don't know why you'd want to buy it.
Logan's JP wants to know where he can find them.
No, I'm not selling feet pics. I mean, the curiosity in the back of my mind was kind of like, like, how much would you pay though? Well, I didn't ask him, but I just was like, how much? No, never mind. But my point in bringing that up is like, I could have said something really bad or really mean to this guy, but I'm just like, so that makes me a bad person? I just was kind of like calling him out in like a matter of fact way. Then he was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to, whatever." And I'm just still not responding. So that's what it is. I just try not to respond.
So do you think people can see the insecurities that we have about each other? Like about how I have insecurities. Everyone has some sort of insecurity. Do you think people can see that?
Not always. Some people are really good at hiding them.
How so?
So you would have never known for years that I was struggling mentally. I mean, long before you knew me. Until it became very apparent. I think you can only hide it for so long. I think if it's new, some people can hide it, but I think if it's ongoing and taxing and like just beating you down over the years, eventually it will show up. But I think there's a lot of people that hide insecurities very well, and until a situation arises where that insecurity is going to take over. You know?
Yeah. Can you give me an example? Not of you, but just.
I mean, I don't want to like out anybody, but I mean, okay, so we'll use that one guy that I already outed once before on my on our podcast. He I think his major insecurity is like lack of control, or like lack of like he doesn't have control of his own life, so he tries to control other things and other people. Mm-hmm. So, and he has a high expectation of what he like, it's entitlement, right? So when things didn't start going his way the way he thought they should, or he didn't get the promotion he thought he deserved, or when he got demoted, or when he would get in trouble at work, he would like lash out.
You keep cutting in and out. You might want to adjust your microphone.
Sorry. So I was saying this guy that I worked with, he had major insecurities of like high expectations of everything that he deserved, super entitled. Daddy gave him everything type situation. And so when things wouldn't go his way, or he would get in trouble at work, or when he did get a little bit of promotion and then he dropped the ball and then I took over, I think all of those insecurities came out, that he has like this need to be in charge, but he doesn't have control over his own life. Like he was literally a mess, like could never be to work on time, always screwing up. Like, so I think those eventually, when you don't have a handle on your insecurity, when a situation arises that would test that insecurity, it's going to rear its ugly head,
I like that. I like that a lot. And Vinny P, I liked his. I think it's easy for most of the high. Look at Robin Williams. But
yeah,
everyone said that he was depressed. He even mentioned it, but no one knew to what extent. What's really cool with Vinny, I've confided in Vinny and you about certain situation in my life and how hard it's been.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I was on the phone, you were in the green room and all that. And it's been really, really tough.
No,
and it's insecurity with all that kind of stuff, and between you and Vinny, it's been it's really hard for you to hide. So when it's about to come over, it's like I'm grateful for people in my lives that I can talk to. I think everyone needs someone that in their lives. Everyone needs that person to be able to lean on, and it can't be your wife all the time. It can't be your significant other. Like Dagan, I'm going to read this comment in a second, but Dagan has Carlos. Carlos is a wonderful human being, he can't rely on that all the time. Sometimes you have to have someone on the outside and anyway, but yeah, so Dagan is bearded gay guy. That's what BGG is. So he says, I'm allowed to say this.
It's funny, but it's funny. No, I mean, kind of going back to what he was just saying, but it's funny that one thing that does rear its ugly head for insecurities of guys is there is a big presence for the LGBTQ community, right? And a lot of them do follow a lot of guys that are bearded, because there's a lot of guys that are into like the big bears or whatever. And there's insecurities there of like guys who can't handle the certain comments because I think insecurities in general, like they're a natural thing, but then everybody likes to like jump on somebody like, oh, he's just so insecure. I'm like, we're all insecure one way or another. Like for me, one of my biggest insecurities, and I'm working on it really hard right now, is my weight and my appearance, and like, the gut and
you're
everything.
Freaking crushing it.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
No, you're not trying. You're doing.
But so one thing I would do is I would be the first. I learned, because I mean I've been a big kid since I hit puberty, man. I've been overweight since then, and I'm turning 34 this year. So I learned one of my biggest defense mechanisms for that insecurity is self-deprecating fat jokes. If I make the fat joke before you make the fat joke, then it makes it look like I don't care.
Yeah,
but,
I 100% agree
with
that.
When it's time to go swimming, I won't go, or I won't do it, or I will leave a swim shirt on or whatever. When in reality, it's like nobody really is going to sit there and stare at you. And if they are, they're trash people. Like, you know what I mean? So I think I'm saying, like, you could sit here and we could all talk about our insecurities till the sun goes down. But in the end of the day, if you just realize that everybody is dealing with something, I think it changes your perspective on what you're dealing with, if that makes sense.
Or does it even matter that you know that everyone's dealing with something, rather than kind of what Robert does, but like everyone knows I never hide this, and I say I never hide this. I go to therapy.
Yeah.
And
I think that's healthy.
One of the things that he said is, before I hit the alarm, hit it. And then before I even come out of bed, even if I have to like use the restroom like nobody's business, I have to do 3 things I'm grateful for. First thing. And so as I've learned, as I'm doing 75 hard, as I push myself through that and hit those limits that I never thought I could, working out and eating clean, and being able to not eating clean, but just eating within the
Better.
macros and stuff. Yeah. It's giving me confidence every time I accomplish something, and it gives me more confidence. The more grateful I show, or I have an honest gratitude, where I am grateful for my wife, and I am grateful for my kids, I am grateful for my health, things like that. As you start to, I am grateful for Copper John, all this kind of stuff. As you start, and it all builds up, I feel like my insecurities are starting to go away. And then mostly my worries and doubts and things are from external sources, from like family members and things like that, and what they're going through. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how I feel sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely outside forces that create and prey on insecurities, whether those are people, situations, experiences, or whatever, right? But then a majority of the time, if not all the time, like your insecurity is like is voiced by yourself, like your inner thought, like your inner Tyson, inner Logan, or as Andy Frisella, right, the guy who created 75 Hard, says, your inner bitch voice. That's what it is. It's the guy telling you you're nothing. It's the guy telling you that you shouldn't try, or you should quit, or whatever. And then for someone like me that went through a really hard battle and still fights every day with mental health issues, sometimes that voice is very loud and can be very dangerous. So I think it's not everything's just like, oh, just push through it. Oh, just block them. Oh, just whatever. Like sometimes, like you were saying, going back, you have to have people. Whether that's a professional, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend that you can like use as a sounding board. Like you tell me all the time, you're like, oh, I'm sorry for da-da-da. Like stop being, if you have a good enough friend or a family member, you're never going to have to apologize for them for just being a sounding board for someone to like, I'm feeling like this right now. And it's like, whether you're asking for advice or not, sometimes it's good to just get it out, to hear yourself say something. And then you might be able to rethink your insecurity a little bit, or might rethink that situation that's really affecting you.
So our chat on StreamYard is not moving. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is weird that we have this many people listening and no one's commenting. Either they love the comment. Then I looked over at my phone and we have tons of comments that I've missed.
Is it just slow?
No, I don't know what's going on, but it's not just like not the updating. Last thing I see here is Dagan's, and it's not even showing up here. But anyway, so Jeff goes, I have a problem with anyone's personal preference. I don't share, shove it in the, no, sorry. What's up, Poco Chamaco? That's not a real name. It can't be, but that's the coolest name ever. Poco Chamaco. I think social media has given someone way too much courage and allows them to say things they wouldn't say face to face. Marvin. Vinny P goes, not to get all personal, but most people think I'm some crazy confident type dude. Like I've been called the playboy type, and I'll be honest, I'm so insecure about my appearance it makes me stay inside, wear 3X shirts, never swim, etc. I fake it well for IG and videos, but nobody knows this until now. And dude, Vinny P is like one of the most amazing people I ever, like you've seen this stuff that he does. So it's amazing that you can see that someone that we look up to and everyone in this chat looks up to as Vinny, who has insecurities like that. And I get that because that's me. Like I wear these huge, ginormous shirts.
I tell you all the time, dude. I mean, you pull them off, but yeah, like it's like that's
Guess what I'm wearing?
3X.
No, the shorts. I'm wearing those
shorts.
I'm wearing workout shorts. Just the ones that like only one person can pull that off, and it's me. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, guys. So I apologize. This is so I have to read the comments on here.
Yeah.
I have to have someone to talk to without judgment. 100% agree. Okay, I got that, man.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about serious stuff, listening intently and absorbing it. Thanks. Thanks, JP. What's up, TV? What's up, Mark? What's up, Mike? So yeah, guys, sorry this isn't working. But to move forward with what we were talking about,
Yeah.
talking about more of like our insecurities are they visible to others? Where I never would have guessed Vinny, or you, or any of us have those type of insecurities. So now that we've talked about things that maybe how they will help us gain confidence, what happens when you have tons of confidence? Like you start succeeding in life, like you feel like you're succeeding in life. How do you maintain that confidence? Because it's okay to be confident. It's 100% okay. So how can you maintain that confidence and still be humble?
I think that's. I mean, that might almost be like a rhetorical question, because it's like I don't know if anybody has the perfect answer for that, right?
And that's I'm asking the chat, and I'm asking you, and I won't be able to highlight your comments, guys. I'm sorry, it froze, but
yeah, I think. I mean, so like my self confidence since I started on social media a little over a year and a half ago, is way different. Like there's stuff on TikTok. I think if I were to like watch it from like my perspective from 3 years ago, I'd be like, what am I doing? Like, Logan, stop it. What are you doing? But at the same time, like look at this circle of friends that we've created because of social media. Like look, and I think dude, I mean, just since freaking Vegas, like the conversations between me, you, Matt, and Robert, like I feel like you and I were already really good friends, and we knew Matt really well already, and like we were buddies with Robert. But it's like now we have this text thread with the four of us, and it goes everywhere from like the dumbest stuff to like, bro, you got this, like keep going, like it's none of it's fake. So it's like I think there's appropriate level of like high confidence. And I told you like the other night, dude, like I was on a freaking high after that experience at the gym. Like I was pumped.
Dude, that's amazing.
And and it wasn't even from myself, because I wasn't even going to attempt to try it. It was the confidence.
Tell everyone, because this is amazing.
So,
but you won't be able to see the comments. I'm sorry,
dude. I was almost in tears. Like I was that pumped. So I try to start. So I mean, we've been working out for like almost 3 months now, like every day.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show. Like, I mean, for me personally, like I'm looking at all my before after pictures. My weight has increased. Is not like my like capacity for lifting has increased quite a bit. But I try to start. I want to be able to do pull-ups like a freaking beast one day. Like, so I start every freaking workout with assisted pull-ups, like the machine that like you kneel on and it removes a certain amount of weight. And when I first started and I was about 290, I was removing like 125 pounds or 130, 140 pounds, because I didn't have any muscle mass really that much. I've worked myself all the way to where I'm doing 5 sets of pull-ups before every workout, and I'm only using about 50 to 60 pounds of assisted weight. And there's 2 machines, and this dude next to me, I got my headphones in, I do 1 set, and he like looks at me, he goes, "You don't need that." And I pull my headphone out. I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You don't need that." I'm like, "Need what?" And he's like, put the assisted lift down. I'm like, huh, you're funny, dude. I'm still 254, 255. I'm like, "There's no way." He's like, "No, put it down." And he kind of got a little like test. I was like, "No, like I can't. I'm not gonna." He's like, "Do one." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Do a pull up." So I'm like, "All right, bro, I'll show you." I can't. And I get on there and I'm just hanging there for a second or whatever. And then he's like barking at me, like kind of getting that testosterone hype. And then another guy comes up, because like people are waiting for machines. And next thing I know, I've got 3 or 4 guys that are like, pull, do it, pull. Like it's everyone. And it's like, I'm getting tingly talking about it. And it was the sloppiest, crappiest freaking mid-level pull up. But I freaking did a single pull up without any assisted. I was like 250 or whatever, and realizing that's a lot of weight to pull up. Dude, and I dropped, and I was like, I was like grunting and like trying to pull it up. And as soon as I drop it, everyone's like, "Yeah, F yeah, let's F and go, whatever." And I'm realizing the rest of the gym is probably like, dude did 1 pull up and everybody's losing their mind.
Not at all, dude. It's amazing. If they saw where you were from where you are now, it's amazing.
Well, dude, I mean, I was texting my little sister, who's like a really big CrossFitter, and then I'm texting you, and I was telling my wife and stuff, and I'm like, I can't tell you how unbelievably sore that I am from 1 freaking pull up. Like that was it. I didn't do any more pull ups. But then I went on to like doing back, like doing my backs and shoulders and stuff after. but I like the confidence I had for the rest. There's no freaking pre-workout that would have been able to give me what I felt for the next hour and a half that I was at the gym. So
no, it's amazing.
I think
I'm
there's a
proud of you, man.
certain level of thanks, man. I think there's a certain level of like appropriate self-confidence and overconfidence because you can accomplish more if you're in the right mindset. And that's what I'm learning is freaking mindset blows everything else out of the water.
Love
I don't
that.
care how tired you are, I don't care how sick you are or whatever. If you have the right mindset, you
can work
freaking
20 hours a day for a week and not worry about it. You just got to get it done.
yeah. Well, this might be a deeper topic for another episode, but like me and my, my bipolar episodes from years ago and what my brain was capable of making me believe was reality I'm trying to turn that into a benefit of like my brain was capable of messing me up so bad years ago. I'm going to make my brain work for me to turn me into a better version of myself that I've ever been.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's the whole point of therapy, right? Yeah. The whole point of you going to a therapist is not to fix yourself because nothing's wrong with you. It's just to rewire your thinking because somewhere, something was instilled in you that this is how you're supposed to think. Like you're supposed to think you're a bad person. You're supposed to feel guilty.
Oh, yeah.
And in reality, it's like, no, you should love yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's just figuring that and rewiring your brain, and you're rewiring it. And it's amazing to watch. It's really cool. But you got to go here just a sec. But I wanted to let you know that, guys, I'm getting all these. I don't get them on the thing.
I'm reading them too. I can see them all.
Confidence and cocky are two different things, and some people don't understand. Man, this is
very
that was so. Marvin. Vinny, man, it's crazy. It's why I always tell you I'm so nervous about these lives. I think my appearance of confidence is because of my physical confidence. I always walk into a room like the baddest dude, and you are, man. Vinny's amazing.
I wouldn't mess with
you. Huh?
I said I wouldn't mess with him. That's for sure.
It's not that he is like the most genuine, kind human beings. Yeah. Like I love that guy. Like
yeah,
and I really want you and him and me and like just like dude, he's one of us. Like really. I grew up fighting around a lot of violence and the lack of fear and always keeping the presence, I think, fools people. Logan is awesome. My confidence shot up 3 inches in soles. I felt like a towering giant. 5'4". I went from Hobbit Gandalf to instant. Who's Poco Chamaco? I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know.
If Poco, can you tell me who you are?
3-inch insoles. Oh, like the inserts, like to make you taller. Hey, man,
I just love the name.
Embrace the
short. Walking into a room with attitude of bad isn't your personality. I'll bring it right. Great story, Logan. A gym is one of the safest spaces. One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. But we can't let it. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and know you are great. Stay positive. Dude, there's some really good things here. So
well, I mean that kind of goes back to what you were saying. Like you can tie that in is like it's
Jeff, you're awesome.
It's kind of like with Robert and Matt. Like I feel like if you have we almost have like a responsibility to take care of our own too. Like, and I fail at this. I'm not saying like, oh, look at me, look at how good I am. Like one thing I like that Gary Vee said, kind of going back to what he was talking about in that little TED talk, is he says he's the byproduct of his parents and his environment. Right. Mm-hmm. So it makes me think like, I think it's my job right now as a dad and as a husband and as a friend to take like the current trend that I am on and try to build up the people around me to help their self-confidence, because it's kind of, I would almost feel guilty for like not trying to like, like help them catch my wake because I only caught someone else's wake. Like, dude, like, you know how infectious freaking Robert is. Like he's, and like his infection came from like some people that he knew and like the David Goggins guy and some of these other like social media. So it's like, it's like, do you want to catch the freaking downslide of depression and just like self-doubt? Or do you want to like try to ride someone's coattails of like motivation and dedication and just positivity? So that's where, and I'm working on it. Like I have a lot I can still do with my kids and my wife to like improve their lives, but you got to take care of yourself. Because if you don't get yourself right, everyone around you is just going to be affected.
Yeah, just like you said, if I'm unhappy, then do something about it. No one else can do it. It's you. Yeah. So if you're unhappy with the situation, fix it.
Yeah.
And I love that. So Travis or Justin goes, true peace is to love oneself. Motivation means be consistent. I love all that, guys. Mm-hmm. But before we end, it is 8. It's been an hour. It flew by.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, like, and I know you got some family and friends that are there, so you need to take off. But everyone in the chat, thank you so much for joining us again. Logan 15 will save you 20% off tonight. I'll take it back and I'll go back to normal for the 15 by tomorrow, but when I wake up. But yeah. And then shout out to all the Copper John's family members. Logan and I do the podcast, and occasionally we'll do it live there, like what we're doing now, but we'll actually do it for the podcast itself. Then we always do I get with your guys' permission, I get your emails and I send out a $10 gift card. It's $4.99. It just helps pay for affiliates and stuff like that. Not affiliates, influencers, who help me make the content and stuff. So I appreciate you guys all being part of the family, supporting us, and really, and go like and share Dad Bods and Beards. And
you guys, we really
appreciate it.
We've got a special episode dropping this week. It's a new segment that we're going to be doing called Ask an Expert. So we are like once a month, maybe twice a month, we're going to bring on someone onto the show that is an expert in a certain field, primarily around like men's issues and different, men's health, things like that. So if there's some kind of expert or some kind of field you guys think that we should talk to somebody and have some questions, like reach out to either me or Tyson on social media. But this week we're talking to one of Tyson's doctors, Dr. West, just about men's, like just general health.
He's a family physician.
Dude is a stud. I mean, he played right in with me and you. He had so much good freaking information. I'm excited for it to drop. I mean, it's like an hour-long episode, so make sure you guys tune into that one. Tuesday, 5 a.m. drops.
Absolutely. And check us out, guys. If you have any questions or concerns or just want to talk, like one of my favorite things is I just talked to a gentleman today on the DM for about an hour back and forth on Instagram because he's having a hard time. And I'm here for that. I'm here to help you guys just like you are for me. So we have everyone's backs. I truly believe that. Everyone here, we have each other's back. So appreciate you guys all. And if you guys ever need anything, we're here. Oh, you know what we forgot?
I'll fight someone. What?
You know what we forgot?
What?
Dad Bods and Beards.
Why does that silhouette look like me before I lost weight without a beard?
Well, I typed in Dad Bods and that's what came up.
Yeah, it's just like Logan's silhouette from 3 or 4 years. 5 years. Oh, geez, 7 years ago. I started.
Could have been both of us, man. It's okay.
Yeah. No, anyway, you guys are awesome. We love you guys.
Have a great night, guys. Take care.
All right. Okay, bye.